Hey everybody, we're gonna start soon. Now, it's me hanging out with my main man, Tokaruni. Toki, how are you doing, dude? Are you feeling real good? Are you ready to read some Conan? Yeah? You're a Conan dog, huh? James, what time is it? 9:57. Alright. Yeah, so we're going to start reading soon, but we're going to spend the minutes building up to it, you guys, watching my boy Tokaru try to eat a bleach spot on my pants because he thinks that it's food. Yeah, there's my Toki boy. He likes chewing on my hoodie. Okay. All right, Toki, are you ready? You can't come with me, but we're going to everyone say hi to Toki. He's the mascot. He's also stupid as shit. Love that guy. Okay. All right. We're going to get going. Tonight's a special one. There's a surprise in it. And for the first time ever in a live reading of Conan the Barbarian, we have an audience. A live one. Brugger, my brother-in-law, is here more by happenstance than anything else. But nonetheless, and to myself, again, here by happenstance, Conan Night, which involves a super unique event, as I said, never prior seen in this lurid saga. Indeed, perhaps never before seen in comics, although I have no proof of this. Y'all, here we go. Conan, the Savage Sword of Conan in The Siren. Art by John Buscema, the legend. Dialogue by Michael Fleischer. And lettering by Joe Rosen, who did a lot of it. He does some of the better lettering, actually. Our scene begins in Samaria. Here's Conan. By Erlik's blood, now those blasted corsairs are bringing up a catapult. More archers to the wall. More archers. Ha-ha, so they mean to post archers on the wall, do they? Well, by Macha and Morrigan, by the time I'm through, there's not, ha-ha, likely to be much of a wall left to post archers on. That's it. Pulverize them, then reload and fire again. When Conan first decided to pay his old friend, General Marcos Gabriello, a visit, it was because he imagined the old warrior-turned-nobleman would derive pleasure from receiving some unexpected company. But now, muses the barbarian, it would seem the general's got his hands full of a whole slew of uninvited guests, in the form of booty-hungry band of corsairs howling for blood. All of which goes to suggest that another sword arm in his old friend's ranks is not very likely to be unwelcome. Stavros, look! Who in the devil? Bah, who cares? Who he is? He's not one of us, is he? He comes just fucking galloping on in. Yeah. Cut! Huh! Assuming that he can manage to cleave a path to the front gate through the harrowing gauntlet of bronze-headed arrows and razor-honed steel. Bronze thews rippling, square jaw firmly set, Conan is savagely hacking a gory swath through the buccaneers' ranks. When suddenly, Crom's fiends! That bronze hilt sword he's carrying, I claim it! The sword belongs to the one who slays him, fool! And it's going to be, what? By the gods! You must have been sired by panthers to move so fast. But, gah! The gates, blast you, comrades, the gates! Or would you rather my father's friend be dead of old age by the time we get to him? No need to chide us, Minos. After a fortnight of being barricaded behind those walls like a bear trapped in its den, we'll welcome the chance to lock swords with those corsair scum. The gate, barbarian! Make for the gate, while my men and I use our shields to guard your retreat. Now see here, friend, I appreciate you taking the risk of swinging open that gate for me, but I'll not let any man fight to save my hide while I... Blasted Sumerian, we've come out here to help you. Now will you let us do our job? Minos is right, Sumerian. Now hurry up, I beg you, and do what he says. General Gabriello. Welcome, my wild-maned friend. Welcome to Castle Gabriello. I only wish I'd known you were coming, lad, that I might have provided a more hospitable welcome. Pulling my hide out of the fire was hospitable welcome enough, General. Are we all accounted for? Aye, all safe. Then bar the gate before those scurvy jackals have had time to regroup. Moments later. Minos, I want you to meet Conan, an old and trusted friend. My father has regaled me with many stirring tales of your prowess and bravery, Conan. And now I only hope you'll not judge me too harshly for barking at you like a quarrelsome watchdog outside the gate. Ha! Don't be foolish, Minos. I assure you, Conan knows as well as any man that the battlefield is no place for pleasantries and polite salutations. You'd best tell him about the siege, father. You're quite right, my son. This is a trying time for us, Cimmerian. Black Nakaros and his blood-hungry Barachan Bravos have been pounding at our gates for a full fortnight now, demanding booty and threatening to raise this entire castle stone by stone unless I give it. We've opted for a defensive strategy thus far, hoping they grow weary of besieging us and go home. But now we've begun running low on food and supplies, and so Minos is planning to lead an assault against the Corsairs tomorrow at first light. He'll fare a lot better with you at his side, Conan. Will you go? Aye. While at that selfsame instant, beyond the castle walls. It won't be long now, brothers. Mark my words. Those sleek, overfed lapdogs inside the castle will already become so demoralized and siege-weary that before long they'll come out begging us to take whatever spoils we'll ask, just so we'll agree to sail off and leave them alone. The following morning at cock's crow, Mithra will go with you, Minos, and may the gods grant you the courage and good fortune to break the siege. Don't worry, father. We'll beat them. By Hanuman, have a look. They're coming out. Oh, so they've grown weary of huddling like cravens behind those grim grey walls, have they? Very well, then. If it's slaughter they want, it's slaughter we'll give them. So it is that the newly risen sun soon glowers down upon an Argosian shoreline crowded with the cacophony of bloody combat and the rancid stench of death. Into the sea with the slimy maggots! Into the sea! Ah! Their center's crumbling, Minos. How fare you on the left? They're buckling here too, barbarian, and going down like a stack of Ophirian pins. Young Minos fights with all the valor and fury of the lion who spawned him, Marcos. Aye, Lerna, the battle is going well. Those lawless brine sharks hadn't anticipated... By the Tarim! Minos, look behind you, boy! Arrowed. Ha! Fine shooting, mate. That's their snot-nosed battle leader you've just shot. See what you've got here, Captain. We can use him as hostage, eh? Or else force him to tell us how to breach the castle's defences. And how are we going to be able to do that, fool? Even from here I can see the pup's already dead. Yes, he's dead all right. But his comrades have no way of knowing that for sure, now do they? And so, moments later... Stay your sword arms, all of you. Stop fighting. As you can see for yourselves, we've a... hostage to trade here. A most important hostage. Minos. He's a bit uncomfortable in these bonds, but otherwise only slightly harmed. And you have my word that no further injury will befall him, provided you withdraw your force from the battlefield and make ready to meet my demands. Conan, and the rest of you, withdraw from the field. We have no choice. Soon. We've pulled back our men as you demanded, you cutter. Now what? Now, you toothless old dog, you're going to welcome me inside and summon a scribe to set down me terms. Presently. 12 casks of rum, 6 sides of salt pork, and, 100 minae of silver, 4 talents of gold, and a sea chest filled with diamonds and rubies. I'm really quite easy on you, you know that, don't you, General? If I were a vengeful man, I could easily continue my siege and ultimately seize this opponent's stronghold of yours for my own. But I've always been a man of, humble tastes. And I'd be loath to give up the seafaring life with all its... My son, when are you going to return my son? Eh? You heard him, you vile stream of spittle from the rabid mouth of a dog. When are you going to release his son? Oof! Conan, by Ishtar and Ashtoreth. Man, please stop it, please. He'll kill Conan. He'll kill Minos, Conan. He'll kill Minos. As a father, I beg of you, Captain Nakaros. Please forgive my Cimmerian friend for... Forgive him? Aye, I'll forgive him. Just see to it you start packing up my booty and rowing it out to my ship. Or so help me, I'll carve up your precious son and feed him to the pelicans myself. I know you feel I'm being weak-willed in my handling of this matter, Conan, but... Aye, General, I do. I could hurl this chodal dragon fast farther than I trust that man. The following afternoon. Ha-ha! Here comes the last of it, you sea-wolves. So get it loaded, and let's weigh anchor. I don't know about you, men, but I long for the lusty wenches and smoke-filled taverns of Totage. We'll have it done, Captain, on the double, Captain. Captain Nakaros, I've kept my part of our bargain. Now when am I to see my son? Ho-ho! Shall we give him his son, Captain? Aye, and why not? Careful with him now, you dogs. I promise no further harm will come to the lad. And I wouldn't want to be accused of, Not keeping my word. Easy now, you men. And when I say the word, heave. You loathsome fiend! I'm coming for you, my son. I'm coming for you. Ho ho, did your dogs hear that? He's coming for him. Hoist the anchor, unfurl the mainsail. I'd like nothing better than to stay and enjoy what's coming, but if we do, we're liable to waste a fair wind. Get a good grip on him, Conan. It's clear this boy's been badly wounded. I fear worse than that, General. Hush, Cimmerian. The lad's going to be all right. He's just swallowed a lot of seawater, that's all, and... It's no use, man. Can't you see? Can't you see the boy's dead? Oh, no. You unspeakable wretch! You'll pay for this. This cruelty. I'll make you pay if it's the last thing I do. Going to bombard me with epithets from that little dingy old man. Make me pay, eh? Ho ho, that's a good one. Ha 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 ha! Row us home, my stalwart friends. We're going home. But by the mother who spawned me and the gods who sit in judgment upon us all, I vow to you that we won't be tarrying at home for long. It's been 3 days and nights of hard sailing, General, but still no sign of them. Remain calm, all of you, and be patient. We lost a good day's time outfitting this ship after all. But despite that, I'm hopeful we'll overtake them before the day is out. Right, Cimmerian? Sooner than that, General. If you squint hard, you can make out the tip of their mast just over the next... See the tip of their mast? Ha! Your barbarian friend must be daft, General. Wait, there she rises. Ship ahoy, General, ship ahoy! Barbarian, how long before we catch them, old friend? How long? 3 hours, General. Mayhap 4. It all depends on how skillfully we ply this wind. They're narrowing the gap, Captain. Shall we fight 'em? Nay, mate, why risk it, when all we have to do is outrun 'em is hoist more sail? That won't help us now, Captain. Look for yourself, the wind's dying. In a few moments more we'll be completely becalmed. Then all we'll be able to do is dip our oars and row. Meantime, bend your backs against those oars, blast you. Harder, harder. We haven't come all the way out here just to lose them now that we have them within our grasp. They're still gaining on us, Captain. Another 4 hours and they'll... Cease your blathering, you fool. How do you expect me to think? Aha, of course. We'll lose them inside that fog bank. Go tell the men to turn about, hard to port. You salty devils heard the captain, didn't you, mates? It's either we lose them in that fog or return and fight them. A lot more men's liable to die fighting than lying low, am I right, mates? That's a nice panel. And so, you're a crafty old sea dog, Captain. This fog's so thick those landlubbers could be a stone's throw from us and must still not see us. Heh. And if they do make the mistake of following us in here, this fog bank will be an ambusher's dream come true. Row faster, blast you! Faster! They must not escape me. We're doing our best, General, but it's the oars, General. We can scarcely budge them. Little wonder, General. Seaweed. Just look at it. This far from the coastline? I've never heard of such a thing. And Conan, look. Even though there is now no wind and the men have all stopped rowing, the ship's begun slowly circling the fog bank, as though it were in the grip of some unearthly holy Mitra. That awful clamor in there, do you hear it? It's Black Nakaros and his Barachans yelling and shouting as though they were in the heat of battle. Sweet Ishtar, and now the shouting's abruptly stopped, as... What? And then there's some music that I have no idea. Yeah! Choke. And now our ship stops circling. Have you noticed that, General? The barbarian's right. We're changing course. Straight into the fog. It's rolling over us. We're all doomed. Abandon ship while we still have the chance. No! Man your battle post, blast you, and if we are fated to die here, let's at least die like men. Favors of Ishtar, the fog's parting. Ships, I see ships. Ships as far as the eye can see. Spooky. They're all devoid of any sign of life, and so encrusted with seaweed and barnacles, it's as though they'd lain here for centuries. Well, there's one vessel that hasn't lain here for centuries, by Crom. Conan, what do you mean by that? That brooding black hulk over there is Black Nakaros' ship. We've still no wind, which means if we expect to get out of here, we're going to row out. On my command, then. You'll not have an easy time of it, Conan.
The oars are already down with twice as much seaweed as they were a short while ago. Come, have a look for yourself.
Staring at those oars won't help move this ship, General. All together now, you dogs. Pull!
My oar, it's being torn from the oarlock. By a tentacle?
It's a monster.
The fog's bewitched, do you hear me? Those waters are the abode of hideous monsters. We'll never see our home again. Any of us. We're all doomed.
You craven cur, stop it.
General Gabriello off the starboard bow. Look at her. Oh, by the way, that thing I was promising you guys is coming. Hang in there. Her emerald green tresses, they're formed of the very seaweed which hangs from all those crumbling, rotting hulks out there.
I don't care a fig about the seaweed. Just have a look at the rest of her, will ya?
I bid you good eventime, brave sailors. I am Veridiana, and I have come to lead you safely away from this dreary latitude of decay and death. Those of you who would escape this place need only join your hands with mine and follow where I shall lead you.
Oh, that's the best offer we've had all day, isn't it so, lads? Haha, we'll gladly follow you to our send if that's what you want of us, wench. Especially if you've got a few sisters out there. Who be with... You randy fools, what in Crom's name's the matter with you? Can't you just see just by looking at her that either she's some sort of evil sea sprite or... Crom, blast me, that sound! Crom's fiends, you'd better fill your fist with steel and forget your comely sea wench, my hot-blooded bravos. Because as surely as I was weaned in Samaria and not in Darfar. The entire lot of us are about to have a blood-chilling fight on our hands.
Huh? Look at them, they're demons! Demons!
Demons, mayhap, but at least the Sumerians proving they have insides that can be sliced open with Hyrcanian steel.
Ah!
The black-maned one, my pets. Oh, sorry, it's the woman's voice.
The black-maned one, my pets. You must destroy the black-maned one. Gah!
And here we pause for just a brief moment. Because this is what you've all been waiting for. Something you've never seen before in Conan in 100 episodes. A boo! Woo! Yeah! The censor's finally eased up. It only gets more rock and roll from here, you guys, because every other episode's got boobs and butts aplenty and real blood. Okay, moving on.
For once you've accomplished that little deed, the rest of these land-bred mortals should prove easy prey. Conan! Conan, help me!
General Gabriello! General! He's underwater. And he's dead.
Cimmerian, we've done it. The tide of the battle's been turned. These slimy devils aren't half so fearsome once their tentacles have been lopped off.
The barbarian makes no reply, but the growing mound of shuddering corpses heaped high about him proclaimed more eloquently than mere words ever could that victory in this battle is imminent for one side, while the other faces only the ignominious prospect of defeat.
It's no use, my pets, no use. Come away with me now, and quickly, before the carnage being inflicted here brings about the destruction of us all.
Conan, look at them. They're making a run for it, slithering back over the side as if their lives depend on it. As if, their rotten little lives did depend on it. We'd have carved them up into little squishy pieces if they hadn't scurried off.
You mean we've won? We're free? We've actually beaten them?
We've beaten them for now, if that's what you mean. But by Crom, that's liable to afford us scant consolation. If, come sunrise, we find them clambering all over us again. It's already near twilight. Come daybreak, we'll clear the oars of seaweed and try again to quit this place. In the meantime, better try and get some sleep. I'll sit first watch, and mark me carefully, even while you're dozing. You're to keep your weapons within arm's length, understand? They're all sleeping. I really do like how these panels are drawn, by the way, but okay. Conan, brooding. What? All right, you putrid demon spawn. Sliver over that railing if you think you've got guts for it, and... Crom! Lend me a hand, will you, lad? I've just been through an ordeal fit to freeze a man's blood.
It's him.
Would given you up for lost, General. I can hardly fathom how you...
I am lost, old friend, as is every one of us. Beneath these ensorcelled depths dwells a monster, Conan, possessed of dark and ageless secrets, and a capacity for evil more heinous than any I have ever known. The tentacled horrors who attacked us, Conan, were once ordinary men like you and me, ordinary men transformed into slithering slaves to carry out the monster's bidding. When a man, thus transformed, barbarian, it is his mind that undergoes the transformation first. In its twisted, benumbed state, it is fit for nothing else than to carry out the master's wishes. The fearsome metamorphosis of the body takes a bit longer. But what does it matter? For once a man's hand is no longer his to think with or reason. What is to prevent him from becoming so crazed as to tear out the heart of his most beloved friend?
Crom, blast me!
Ah! His hands, Cimmerian! Have a look at his hands! Mitra, save us! Before our very eyes, the man we all once revered is being transformed into some sort of loathsome fiend. Hear me, fools. There is no escaping the fate which the Master has in store for us. Can't you see that? Can't you see that my metamorphosis will very shortly be yours as well? Can't you see that we are all fated to dwell here forever, so that we may carry out the Master's bidding until the day itself when time shall end? Dwell here as monsters? Every man on this vessel would rather die than submit to that. Die, you'd rather die, you say? I tried to do your bidding, Master. I tried to persuade them, but you heard, Master. These fools would rather die.
Crom's thunder, do the horrors of this infernal region have no end.
Run!
I would if there was only a place to run.
If there were such a place, I'd likely go there with the rest of you, but as there isn't, I think I'll stand my ground and try my utmost to send this nightmare demon screeching and howling into the House of Shades. Ah! That face is pretty cool. It's crushing the life out of him. He's a dead man, that's what he is. A dead man. Aye, he'll soon be dead. And so will all the rest of us if we sit and cower here like rabbits instead of trying to kill that thing. General, out of my way. Eh? No, you're not our general. Our general's dead, slain by that selfsame monster that's now bound and determined to kill the Cimmerian. Well, I draw breath, you'll not be alone in this fight, Cimmerian. You have my oath on it. I'm not 1/10 the swordmaster you are. I know that. But I may still be able to teach this slime serpent a lesson or two that will take to his grave with it. Just keep hacking away at it, lad. Its blood may be yellow as canker's pus, but by Crom, it's blood all the same. By Ymir, look! It's writhing about as though it were in great pain. Well then, let's get over there. Maybe a few more well-placed gashes will finish it off. Don't hog it all, you two. Leave us a fair share of the fight. Ah, the way he's begun bellowing, you'd think he didn't much care for the nostrum we're giving him. Leap clear, you dogs. There, leap clear. It looks as though the horrors had enough punishment. He's starting to rise. He's lurching clear of the ship. Ah! Barbarian, is he finished? Finished? Nay, but he'll have wounds aplenty to mull over before he rises from his undersea lair to attack us again. Master! Please, Master, don't abandon me. Pitiable devil. Have a look, you dogs. That's dawn you see breaking through that fog. I can't recall a rising sun ever seemed so beautiful. Beautiful? Aye, that's beautiful. I can only pray the gods grant this sunrise doesn't become our last. No censorship! Crom's thunder, that melody. It's so bewitching, so enfeebling. I can hardly move. I'm being paralyzed by it. Help me! Help me! Someone make her stop, please! So weak. Can't stand. Blast it, man! Don't succumb to it. Ugh. You've got to fight it! Do you hear me? Because if you don't, then we... Save me, Conan. Save me, Crom. Don't let them take... I'm coming, lad. Doing the very best I can. Your comrades are all doomed, my wild-maned friend. My precious pets have seen to that. And you, my handsome one, are marked for doom as well. But fear not, no slithering tentacle shall drag you 'neath the frothing depths. That pleasure has been reserved to me. Viridiana. Enervated beyond any hope of resistance, locked in the fell clutch of the enchantress's mesmerizing spell, Conan plummets downward, into the murky gloom. Whether it is the frigid depths themselves that serve to rouse the barbarian from his ensorcelled stupor, or whether it is simply his unconquerable will to endure that revives him, what man among us can say? What is certain is that no other man in this Hyborian age, or in any other, has displayed his indomitable determination to survive, no matter the odds arrayed against him. The Emerald Trust Siren is no real woman of flesh and blood, but rather a weirdling demoness in human form. In his mind, the barbarian knows that. And yet, so ingrained is his resistance to committing violence against the fairer sex, that only the imminent prospect of his own certain doom could drive him to do what he does next. Mortally wounded, the brine witch spasms horribly, loosing her deadly, vice-like grip. And then she sinks slowly away into a watery oblivion, her blood a spreading vermilion stain in the sea. Mighty kicks thrust the air-starved barbarian surfaceward, past the bobbing corpses of his shipmates and the tentacled monstrosities that slew them. The eldritch life force of the latter apparently snuffed out as the result of the severing of the vital life link between themselves and their emerald-haired mistress. By Crom, that clean air tastes sweet. Of all the good, brave men who undertook this voyage, only one man among them will survive to see his native land again. Blast! The general and all those men gone. What a sorrowful tragedy it's been. And yet, as the Cimmerian is quick to realize, that's only a mortal's way of assessing things. Why, to the gods, it's all been nothing but a little jest. A toss of the dice, gone slightly awry. In far-off Cimmeria, high atop his craggy mount, cantankerous old Crom is probably laughing his head off. The end! Bum ba 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 bum ba bum dun 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 ba 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 da da dun 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 ba 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 da da dun dun dun. All right, that's enough. Da 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 da. All right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. The next Conan the Barbarian is going to be Christmas Day. Christmas Day on Sunday. I'm going to find an extra special, super frostbitten Christmas spirit episode of Conan, Savage Sword of Conan, to read you guys. Thanks for the big secret episode. I'm sure you enjoyed for the first time seeing badly drawn bosoms in a comic book. I certainly did. Farewell. Happy holidays to you and yours. Praise Crom. Praise fire. Praise courage. Praise Obama's America. Good night.